Hello everyone, Jack Delahy here, founder of collegeconsulting.us. We have one mission at collegeconsulting.us. It's to help the country's highest performing high schoolers reach their full collegiate potential with a multi-year academy that helps parallel high school, teaching students foundational skills that then lead to dream school admission year after year. And today's going to be a fun one. So a little context about what you see on my screen here. Our Director of Customer Success, Nira, who, by the way, received a full ride to Duke herself, is now on our team helping students achieve dream college admission. Now, she went ahead, and when she joined the team at this point many months ago, she said, we've got to put together a more formal case studies packet. We had years and years, 15 plus years of helping students, helping parents, and she said, we've got to put this together in a more palatable format. And so she took it on herself to create this case studies packet. And honestly, it's exceptional. What I figured I'd do today is just add some of my context as the founder of the company. Every single student you see on this screen in some way, shape, or form, multiple members of our team interacted with. And really, they've all gone through our program in the last handful of years. And so some I'll talk about extensively. Others I'll let you, if you're interested, we'll link to this exact case studies slide deck. And you can take a look yourself. But I figured it would be helpful to give some context because context is required, especially for these hardworking students. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Emily, first up, Emily. I'll be moving my head around the screen as we go so that I can talk about some nuances. Emily, if you're familiar with any of collegeconsulting.us's materials, we mention Emily a lot. Part of the reason we mention Emily is because of the end result, which was really darn cool. She got a handwritten note from Notre Dame begging her to attend. But I think the bigger theme that I want to talk about with Emily is that she had Notre Dame in her heart from day one when she started working with us. And yes, she worked with us for over 2 years and achieved Notre Dame, achieved Dream School acceptance. Part of the way that we helped her achieve Dream School acceptance, when she joined on day one, she was a 37% college confidence score. For those that don't know what college confidence score is, we developed it at collegeconsulting.us over many, many years because here is the problem with college planning. With college planning, if you are a 9th grader, a 10th grader, even an 11th grader, and you say, I want to go to Notre Dame, it's very difficult to say, well, how confident are you in your plan of attack to get into Notre Dame? I don't know. I'm in 10th grade. Exactly. And by the way, that makes perfect sense. And so what we did is we refined the most important questions to ask parents and students and put it into a college confidence score system that we use diligently throughout our program. All students and parents get scored on day 0, meaning before they join the program, then on day 90, and then throughout the college confidence curriculum all the way to when they're into their dream school. And what you can see here is Emily, when she joined on day 1, 37% college confidence score. As for our college confidence score, when we see a 37%, it's actually just about the typical score that we see, right in that kind of like 3 to 4 out of 10 range. And as you can imagine, with a school like Notre Dame with a 12.4% acceptance rate, a 37% chance just likely won't cut it. Now again, if she had different goals and she was applying to schools with 40 or 50% acceptance rate, it might have been okay. But a 37% wasn't going to cut it. So we worked with her and said, let's come up with a structured, streamlined plan so you know every single step that you need to take from now to dream school admission over 2.25 years. She grew to a 96%. By the way, as part of this, she had a standout project that she worked on. She had a provisional patent. And if you want, you can actually click in here and read more about that provisional patent and then the handwritten note Notre Dame sent her. Thomas. You can take a look. Thomas is a rock star. You can take a look if you want at the interview I did with Thomas and Melina did with Thomas live from Vanderbilt's campus. For that sake, the interview is just so good and I don't want to spoil anything. So I'll let you, if you want, to click the interview with Thomas. It was honestly one of the highlights of my career and maybe even life. I did have a small tear in my eye as I was on Vanderbilt's campus for my 10-year anniversary, 10-year reunion, meeting up with Thomas, who was a freshman. 4.6% acceptance rate at Vanderbilt these days. And he got in with his hard work and, yes, our structure. Massimo. Massimo is currently, as he's watching this, about to enter his last year at Cornell. Cornell, Ivy League school, 6.9% acceptance rate. Here's the cool thing about Massimo. His SAT score, 1510, right in line with that 50% middle average at Cornell. In fact, actually, it might be today slightly lower. And he had a solid GPA. But at the end of the day, at a 6.9% acceptance rate school, a 55% wasn't going to cut it. We helped him stand out in an authentic fashion with his dirt bikes project. And if you want, you can read more about that on our blog page. Bella. I want to highlight Bella because so far we've talked about dream school admission, dream school admission, dream school admission. But here's what's really cool about Bella. Bella, after going through our program, gained acceptance to several dream schools and ended up actually choosing a school that was lower in prestige on her list that we had also helped her get into. Why? Because we helped her find a 4-year all-inclusive scholarship that she won. And when I say all-inclusive, I mean all-inclusive. $252,480. TCU paid Bella. Pretty darn cool. Now, for those of you out there saying, wow, how can I help my child gain a $252,000 scholarship? It's actually simpler than you think, but students and parents do not know where to look. The most lucrative scholarships are found at the school-specific level. Here's what students do, though. They apply to the school and they think, okay, I'm done. The most lucrative merit scholarships are typically found with additional applications on the additional merit scholarship page. And yes, it's lengthy. Yes, it's extensive. And that type of extensive, lengthy merit scholarship application is what weeds out others from doing it and what ultimately can lead to our students, and ideally, if you're watching this, your student, to find those scholarships. Take the extra effort. Bella took the extra effort, went from a 45% college confidence score on day one in our program to 100%. And here's the coolest thing. Her mom wrote us a thank you note. Sent this. Didn't need to, sent it. Words are not enough to thank you for guiding us in this journey. Your calm demeanor, unwavering support, and clear direction were invaluable. With your help, Bella will attend a school she loves without a mountain of debt in the end. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Patricia. Incredible. Jared and Robin. Take a look at Robin's public review on collegeconsulting.us, and you can go to our reviews page. But Jared, all-star student. It's interesting. He actually he was unique in that he had passions for music, but he also had passions for economics. Anyway, NYU was his top choice school. We gave him a plan of attack to get into NYU. If you want to read more about that, feel free to go to our reviews page, where not only Robin has listed a review, but also Jared himself. Monagaz, as I record this, is mere weeks away from heading off to MIT. She was an aspiring aerospace engineer, and obviously MIT was her top choice school. 4.7% acceptance rate these days. When she joined our program, she was at a 49% on the college confidence score. As you can imagine, with a 4.7% acceptance rate school as her dream school, 4.7%, 49% college confidence score was not going to cut it. We helped her get from a 50%, 49% to 93%, and yes, encouraged her to apply in the early window to MIT, where she was accepted and now, in mere weeks, will be attending. Monagaz was an absolute all-star every single step of the way. As you can see, she had the GPA and SAT, but I'll tell you right here, a 1510 SAT is not guaranteeing you admission into MIT. So we worked to help craft her story, tell an authentic story to stand out from the pack. And what do you know? She's got 4 years of MIT ahead of her. I look forward to seeing all of her success. She is a special one. Ben and Dawn, this is cool. You know why? They haven't graduated from our program yet. Ben's about to be a senior and actually is a homeschool family. So if you want, you can pause this video and read all that Dawn has to say. The most important part that I want to call out actually here is Dawn's understanding now from this side. They've been in the program for over 2 years, but Dawn's understanding of how critical it was that they started our program early. We teach foundational study habits. We teach foundational approaches to thinking about students' paths, what they want to actually accomplish, long-term visioning, and then working backwards to today. Dawn calls all of that out and understands why our multi-year program works the way it does. Our program does not work as effectively when joined in the back half of junior year or even senior year. We don't actually allow seniors. Our program is a 4-year program for a reason. It's designed to parallel high school. The Foremans have fully embraced that and so far have obviously seen value from it. I'll do another one of these videos when ideally Ben gets into his dream college and we send him on his way, and that'll wrap up the Foreman family. But I thought this was interesting to highlight because they're currently in our program. Seine, as I record this, July 31st, Seine is mere weeks away from going off to her dream school, Duke, and I want to call something out. 1420 SAT, well below the middle 50%. We helped Seine for almost 4 years. And again, that was the power of her starting early. We were able to identify that if she wasn't able to get her SAT into the 1500s, no worries. Duke is still absolutely a consideration, but we have to work on the other avenues of her application to stand out, because you better believe plenty of 1500s, even 1600 SATs are getting rejected at Duke. So how did Seine get in with a 1420? Exactly, because we provided a multiple-year plan of attack for Seine, and guess what? Seine was a rock star. She did it. She did it all. And here's what she says. I'm more prepared because I understand what is coming up when everything should be completed. And to be honest, Seine was one of those students where she knew it was coming up and she completed it on time. All right, Jack. Those of you who've been following along, you know Jack. Jack's a sophomore as I record this at Dartmouth. And by the way, when this gets released, I will have already released a YouTube video where I interviewed Jack live from his dorm at Dartmouth 2 years after we helped him. Something that you need to know about Jack is he came in, it's amazing when you watch the interview that I have with him. He's mature beyond his years. But what people don't know is he actually started out, he was only a 66% on the college confidence score. And for someone who is striving for those Ivy caliber schools, he's at one right now. Going from a 66 to 100 was critical for him to get into his dream school of Dartmouth. By the way, at the end of the day, he got into Dartmouth and Vanderbilt and was deciding between the two, and I took a step back because I went to Vanderbilt. I didn't want to be biased. He ended up choosing Dartmouth and has had an amazing 2 years. If you want, you can click here. I actually then hired him for a summer. He was an intern, and he did a bunch of amazing YouTube videos on some of his challenges and also successes on the way to getting into Dartmouth, including how he scored a perfect score, 36 on his ACT, without standardized test prep, all on his own. And then, if you want, you can see Michelle Beecher, Jack's mom, and all that she had to say about the program and what it led to her. In terms of her college confidence growth, 24% all the way to 100. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, we do, in our program, have parents come along for the ride. Meaning, it's not just enough to get a student to elite college confidence scores, we bring parents there as well. Hailey, as I record this, Hailey is about to go off to UCLA, 46% to 88%. And Hailey was a strong student with a strong academic record, but I'll just tell you this. You can take a look at, her profile. This profile often is getting rejected from UCLA, especially engineering. So we helped her craft a powerful story, and we actually did so in a short amount of time. I bring that up because obviously, ideally, we work with students for 4+ years. Hailey, we worked with for just about 2, meaning junior into senior year. And we said, okay, there's half of high school that's already done. We can't work on that, but we can work on the second half of high school. We did. UCLA was her dream school, 9% acceptance rate, and she's going off to UCLA. Sakeet was actually very similar to Hailey in that he was a last-minuter. And the cool thing about Sakeet, I have never, ever, in all of my years, seen a last-minute student who joined our program at one of the last days we allow it. We close our program, at least in terms of our guarantees, March from junior going into senior year, so at the back half of junior year, and then we officially close our doors no matter what, August 1st time frame going into senior year. Sakeet joined right around then, so at this point it was just about 1 year ago. And again, he was a high-achieving student who had a lot of desires, and he had a lot of desires with competition. I mean, aerospace engineering is not an easy major to pursue, and he went all in. And when I say all in, I mean all in. It was incredible to see the work that he did in such a short amount of time working through our reverse admissions framework. And guess what that led to? College confidence growth scores for him, 73% to 100. For his dad, 70% to 100. And here is his dad's exact quote. We are extremely satisfied with the college confidence program and thankful to the support and coaching Peter provided. Peter is obviously one of his personalized coach, one of our many personalized coaches. And Sakeet received 12 out of 17 admissions, including 3 on the top 5 list. 3 on the top 5 list, and he will be attending University of Michigan this fall. Cole and Suki, I'm actually going to not go into this. Why? Because this is one of the coolest, most unique scenarios I've ever been a part of as in this college coaching world, ever. And I talk about it in this YouTube video here, The Curious Case of Cole. You can see how in the world of college admissions, it's nearly impossible to have an A/B test scenario, meaning parallel universe scenario. Hey, if you had joined versus if you hadn't, we have that here. That's all I'll say. Feel free to watch The Curious Case of Cole on my YouTube channel. It's a fascinating story. That is it. I hope this was helpful going through, giving some of my extra insights here. What we'll do is we'll link to the case studies Canva presentation that Nero put together in case you want to explore more. And by the way, if you have any interest in being like any of these families here, any of these students here, going from minimum college confidence to elite college confidence, and yes, as a byproduct dream school acceptance. If you are watching this as a parent and you're saying, wow, I would love to be involved in the college planning journey, our program is designed for students and parents. We bring them all together for the ride so that everyone is enjoying it, everyone has a plan of attack, and yes, as a byproduct, these students, and possibly your student, can gain dream school acceptance. Anyway, if you want to chat with a member of our team, what you can do is you can click the link somewhere around this video. It'll take you to a survey. We're pretty particular with the families that we speak to. We know we are not a fit for everyone. We're a fit for high-performing students who are dedicated, self-motivated, and really just want a plan of attack. If you're interested in chatting, feel free to click the button. And if not, we'll have many links to our plethora of free resources for you. All right, that's it. Have a good one.